What's up, family? Bet online is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports, contests, events with first to market odds and lines. Find reviews and news for every league from the MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. Bet Online continues to be the top online resource for all your sports information, from live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head to Bet Online today or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, BLEAV50 to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts, who's a proud sponsor of the Bossman Show on your radio. All right, folks, back on the Bossman Show, from the show. We got somebody went to school with my mother at Tennessee State. Now the Howard men's and women's golf coach is Coach Sam Puryear, the Howard Bison. Coach, good to talk to you again, man. How's things up in D.C., brother?
Oh, yeah, it's always good, baby. No complaints on this end, brother. No complaints.
I hear that, Coach, man. You're a successful year on both sides, Coach Puryear, with the men's and the women's golf team, man. The men win the MEAC title. But I want to ask you about two of your players in particular. On the women's side, firstly, Kendall Jackson. Tell me about this young woman freshman. Did a lot of good things for you this year out there for your women's golf team. Talk about her and her growth over the year, Coach.
I mean, I love her to death. First of all, she's a phenomenal human being. She's brilliant. I mean, really, really high GPA, 3.8, 3.9 GPA, smiles a lot. She's got God in her, but she's uber talented, hits the ball a long way. She works really, really hard. She's a joy to be around. And she just had a phenomenal year. I tell you what I like about her the most, though, is in her conference championship at the Northeast Conference Championship, she proved she had a bad first round, but she shook it off and came back the second round, shot 2 under. You want people that are not afraid, because life is going to knock you down. I mean, that's just a part of how we live. But boy, she gets knocked down, she stands right back up, and she's able to make lemonade out of a bucket of lemons, and I love it. She's fantastic to be around.
No doubt, Coach, and I know saying so much scores as well. Like you said, she would bounce back, because you and I both know they're going to have a great round every round or a great game every game. So it's how you respond and how you manage your round. Because in golf, it can be wind, it could be the sun, it could be cold, the rain. You don't know what you're going to get today, but you kind of manage those conditions, manage yourself, manage your game to make sure you're being at least even par if possible, but at least limited damage if you got to go to a bogey or double bogey.
That's exactly right. And I think, golf is also where, you're in control, and your mental is everything. And I think for her right now, she's in a wonderful, wonderful place where her mental is very strong, and she's going to be a force to reckon with for the next 3 years at Howard.
I hear that, Coach. And I'm asking you this, man. You got to win in some wintry conditions. Your first match of the year, man. Now, let me ask you this. Now, I know it can be any kind of weather, but at what point do you suspend in golf for wintry weather or sleet? How's that work? Because I feel like, rain I get, because I've been in Georgia. It does it all the time here, as you know. But for wintry conditions, what's the limit you all would go before you say, no, it's not, no go, but all still fall through the cold and won?
Well, I tell you what's crazy is that we set ourselves up to where even on days where it was terrible out and we knew we couldn't get on a golf course, we found other places to practice. So if you can drive to a location, I feel like we can do it. I know some people say, boy, that's crazy. What about if it's 30 degrees? Well, we just find places with overhead heating and keep hitting balls and make it happen like that as well. To me, the toughest people always last. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. And so I try to find students who help exude that. And at the end of the day, uh, we've been very fortunate because I've now comprised two programs full of wonderful, tough, academic, and great examples of what a student athlete really is.
No doubt. And you started this program from scratch with the help of Steph Curry's donation and others. So talk about just the years you've been there, Coach Puryear, and how seeing you built something molded from the ground up, a grassroots effort. And how does it make you feel seeing the fruition of your vision now and bringing these young women and men who are excelling for you, representing the Howard Bison to the fullest degree?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot of fun because at this point, the way I look at it is, um, you try to, it's like playing chess. You put things in place anticipating the next couple of moves. And I've been able to do that here and to see that we were able to, like this year, to indeed knock it down and say checkmate, and we won. That's a great feeling. That's really a great feeling because there are no guarantees with anything we do in life, but the beauty is uh, having students believe in. I tell them all the time, just trust the process. But having students believing in the process and believing in the journey has it definitely makes every day a wonderful opportunity.
No doubt. And even with your men's golf team, you all won the PGA Works title. And talk about that, man. I know I'm going to get to your top player here in a minute, but just seeing you all win that title, man, knowing, like you said, seeing the hard work, seeing the process you put in, seeing the work that was done to get that job done, how did it make you feel, man? How
Yeah,
did
I
it
tell
make
you
you
what.
young men feel?
Yeah, leading up to the PGA Works, I mean, man, we won the MEAC title, and then we won the PGA Works right after that, like a couple weeks later. And I tell you what, the beautiful thing with winning the PGA Works is that it was not one guy who carried us. I mean, all five guys played an instrumental part in making it happen. All five guys score counted. All five guys had to, put the ball in the hole. Uh, Literally at the crunch time on 18 on the final day, Joshua Siplin and Justin Green both made impeccable birdies, which we realized after the fact sealed the deal for us. So to win like that, for those guys to have a part, I don't think there's anything better. It's always great when you say, yeah, you got a superstar, you got a couple good players, but when all five guys play an integral part in your success, that's when you have a really solid team.
No doubt. And, it was funny you say that because I know, like I said, watching the NBA with Steph Curry and who helps you all out. His team is like that with Wiggins and Thompson, Draymond Green. They all loony. Those five dudes play a major factor in helping Steph and those boys do their thing. So it's kind of funny when I'm helping you all at the same questions, having those five guys who contribute something to the end goal to get them those wins.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because when I watch Stephen and the Warriors play, when they play really, really well, I see a selfless effort. That's how I hope we play. I hope our guys go out and exude a selfless effort. You can't have one guy that dominates the ball, so to speak. So you can't have one guy in golf that's carrying the other four guys. It takes a complete team. And we built a solid team, and yet the beauty is we're going to be even better next year.
Mm-hmm.
All those guys return. We're going to be better next year, and that's when this really gets fun on the women's side. All those women return. We're going to be a lot better next year. So I like our chances to try to win the HBCU National Championship again next year on the men's side and the women's side.
No doubt, and you got a player. I saw a lot of him read up on your team is Gregory Odom. Talk about that young man, Coach Puryear, and what he means to your program, and how the other guys can emulate what he does, and how you look forward to his growth as a golfer going forward.
Well, I'm excited about his growth as a person. Number one, I mean, he's done some remarkable things. He's on track to graduate. He's got one more year uh, in college golf, black school, white school. He's the best African American playing college golf right now. Period. I mean, he's a beast. He loves to compete. Good thing about it is he can get better. He still has a long way to go. He still can get better, but he's not afraid. You want a guy that wants the ball with 1 second left. He wants to make the putt when it's all on the line. And so he's done some incredible things. But I still think for him, he's a back-to-back defending champion for the PGA Works. I still think for him, the best is yet to come.
No doubt. And Coach Puryear, so for him, uh, how do you get him a development plan for the summertime here to even get even better? Do you have him go to the range more, work on his putts more, or do you ever have him just me shots today? I know when I played football, it was all about going to the judge machine and catch balls, at least 200 of them a day. So for him, what's the development plan for that young man to get better every day, to get ready for the fall and the spring season is coming up?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, so what we do is we talk about summer schedule before the summer. So, he's now come up with a great summer schedule. We've gotten him in some great events, and he's playing against the best players in the country all summer. And I think being able, the proverb says iron sharpens iron, and he's doing that basically from May to August. Therefore, when he comes back, he's battle tested, and he'll be ready for what we have to offer coming next year.
No doubt, because you're right about that. Getting out there, especially in sort of like golf and tennis, where coach asks you coaches, the more you get out there, compete against others, it's gonna make you better. I know for me it was hard to get better at football because it's football. If you ain't living out there, it's kind of hard just to go against the judge machine all the time. But with individual sports, you can do that and really get out there. In basketball too, you can compete and get better in summertime and develop your game even more.
That's right. No, you're right. And so that's kind of what we do. We try to use the summer as a chance for improvement. It's like your own personal professional development plan. And the anticipation is after working that plan, you come back in the fall ready to lead and ready to go.
And I see you all playing in the Charlie Sifford Centennial Cup. Tell me about that, Coach Puryear, what it's going to mean for your all's program, man.
Well, I'm excited about that because I actually knew Mr. Sifford when I first got out of college and started writing, and I was still covering some of the senior tree events when Mr. Sifford was playing right before his book came out. So for me, and he lived in Charlotte, grew up in Charlotte. For me, I take a lot of pride in that because I think it's great for these students to know the history, the lineage of what was out there before them to set it up where they are right now. So for me, it's an honor for us to be, right now with the number one ranked HBCU in the country, and by chance of being top 4, it got us the invitation to the event. That's pretty exciting, and so I'm really looking forward to it.
No doubt, Coach Puryear. And I feel like seeing what you're doing for these young men and women is amazing because you don't do this unless you're doing this because you want to do it, which I love about it. It's not because you have to do it. And talk about the joy you give to these kids. Like I said, pouring them is becoming better people. I feel like that's the thing that we're missing in society a lot. It's pouring in our good into others and having them these young people be better people going forward. Because I know I'm in my mid-30s, I know you and my mom are the same age. So I feel like you just taught me so I'm trying to pay back. So how does it feel to pay it forward and pay these kids back what was important to you, Coach Puryear?
Yeah, I think, it's funny. I kind of look at people like gas tanks, it's an investment. If you put more good into people, more good will come out. And I feel like my job, we have to put more in. I feel like I have to put more in because I feel like the world needs that right now. I mean, we're living in a time now where people don't like each other. They don't respect each other because, number one, they don't know each other. And what I'm trying to do with these students is put them in situations where they will get to know each other. They will compete against all types of folks. You try to break down socioeconomic disparities, the whole 9 yards. I'm trying, in my mind, I want to grow the game, but I want golf, and I'm always hopeful and prayer that golf looks like everybody that desires to play it. And that's how I look at it.
No doubt. Well, Coach Puryear, it's good to talk to you again, Coach Puryear. It's good to chat with a fellow TSU Tiger, man. And so I definitely enjoy these chats we have, man. I'll be cheering for you guys. And I know I'm going to be busy, but hopefully you come to Atlanta for the Swap Me At Challenge and see the Bison in Atlanta playing against Alabama State. It'll be glad to have you. I'm going to be having a tent up and some people in the tent. So hopefully you can come by down there and hang out with us, Coach.
Well, listen, I appreciate you, man. I'm proud of you, man. You do a great job. And you out there making a difference in your own world, and I really appreciate that. It's great to see TSU represented all over the world, man. I love it.
Amen. The Glen Glen Sunshine, Coach. You know how it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Anytime, Coach.
Thank you.